Hi, Scorpio. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is the reading for September. Okay. I am barreling through all the signs, and it's the same message, which um, is interesting. It's just like a little different take on everyone. All right. So the message is don't struggle. Don't struggle. The message is if you find yourself struggling, let go. Um, see where you stand and see how to like make it work. It's really about letting go of the past, letting go of the struggle, moving forward into the future enslaved. That's the energy for everyone. And as some of you know, if you watch me regularly, I'm a Scorpio. So this is kind of my reading for the month. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay. I have a strategy of how to move forward into the future to establish something that has been given to me. This is the Pope, so there's a spiritual aspect to this card. It's really about establishment. It's really about, like traditionally, that card is about institutions. So it's about corporations and government and religion and marriage and, things that are. This is the first card that shows up where society shows up, right? It's the Fool, right? And then the Magician, which is knowing your power. The Fool is unborn. The Magician is knowing your power, having all the gifts. Then the High Priestess shows up, your subconscious, your dream life. Then the Empress is about abundance. It's the mother. The Emperor is the father, right? Authority. And then like society as a whole. So it's like, where do I fit into society? How can I establish myself in uh, my sphere, in my social sphere? Okay. I have a strategy and it's based in love and it's based in intuition and it's based in healing. Interesting. Begin with. I know how to make things grow. When I say I mean you, I always read cards like that. I know how to make things, I have the knowledge of how to make things grow, of how to take care of my body, of how to like, how to be in the physical world. Another ace, new beginnings. I have new ideas. The thing about the Ace of Sword, you know what it feels like for everyone? It feels like there's this, like we've all gone down to the river and or whatever, and we've thrown our boulders of crap in, right? Like this doesn't work for me anymore. All this old crap that I've been carrying around maybe for a long time, I'm throwing it away, right? And the thing about the Ace of Swords is this energy of this new, fresh perspective, this new idea, this new message that comes through that's so bright, because it's a sword. So it shines and it's like a flash and it eliminates the past. It, it's like the past was an illusion. Mm. Follow the dreams, follow the instinct, follow the guidance, follow the new creativity, be inspired, and let the ideas and the fertility come through toward, emotional fulfillment. And so sometimes that's the question to ask, even before I start or get involved with whatever, whether it's, a job, a relationship, a place to live, it's like, will this fulfill me? Will this fulfill me? So am I going after things that I know aren't fulfilling? And I get this dream big and follow your entire body. 60, I look fabulous, darling, I know, but I'm 60. And I still have a lot of energy. I really do. My metabolism is fantastic, and I can walk for hours and hours. But I'm not limber, and I've never really been limber. And I feel like being more limber physically would help me to be more limber mentally, emotionally. And I had a guest here a couple of weeks ago, really nice person. And we'd be sitting on the roof at night, and I'd be like, like I could barely move, which is fine. And he would have all this energy and like doing all these exercises and stuff. And it just came as I'm sitting watching him lazily in my chair. Like, this guy showed up to show you something, right? Because every guest shows up to show me something. Everyone in your life shows up to, give you a gift, even if you don't like them or you feel uncomfortable. It's like, oh, there's a little gift, there's a little information there. But this was a good exchange. And the question that I keep on asking myself since I've moved here to Mexico, like 2.5 years ago now, is how can I love myself more? And it just became really obvious. It's like, well, this guy can do the exercise stuff, and so can you. So he showed me some stretching stuff, and I've been stretching, not, and very simply. It's not this whole to do, oh, I got all this equipment, I got these clothing. I go to the roof and I stretch. Like, that's it, do a little this and I do that, and I bend over and my neck and there's information in my body, and there's information in my mind, and it's like I need to combine the whole thing, right? I have a physical body, I have a spiritual life, I have a financial, opportunity, and like it's time to like let them all merge, right, and feed one another. And take responsibility. This card has been coming up like crazy. I shuffle a lot between each reading. I shuffle at least 6, 8 times, and this one has been coming up like crazy. This is a really interesting card. This is about leadership. It's a 1. It's about beginning. It's a 1. And he's incarnate. Like the fool is not incarnate yet. The fool is the soul that decides to show up on Earth. If I'm reading it all the way through, right? So this is the energy of I am. This is the energy of I am one with the eternal. The eternal is one with me. I am I'm a fractal of the God energy. And I've incarnated at this time around, and I have everything I need. I have all the tools at my disposal, and I'm able to utilize them to manifest what it is that I want to manifest. So sometimes, so there are 4 elements there, and, we each have our element that we're very adept at, or maybe 2, or maybe even 3. But to be adept at all 4 is sometimes challenging, or it's like a little overwhelming. And it's like, I think that's what Spirit is calling us to do, is to really utilize all of our facilities in our, I don't know, God aspect, I guess I would say, and there must be another word. Like own your own power and utilize it toward your benefit, toward the benefit of others. It's the past life card. So this is I'm fascinated with history, ancient history especially. And there are places that are more interesting to me than others. And that I think is true. You know, some people are like, oh, ancient Egypt or China, or and the reason we're fascinating, this is the reason we're fascinated, you know, maybe with this place or that place is because you've been there. And there were gifts and talents that you can actually tune into. There are gifts and talents that you can tune into. If it's interesting to you, then there's a reason. And there's information, and there's lessons, and there's joy. That's why it showed up. That's why it showed up. For you to incorporate all your talent, all your ability, all your memory, all your information, and to bring it forth. That's why we're here. And throw a few more. New hope, new inspiration, new enlightenment. Blessings. There's an energy of real hope and optimism and I don't know, reflection, I want to say. I see myself as, and therefore it is. You know, it's almost like looking in the mirror. I see myself as healthy, and therefore I am. I see myself as vital, therefore I am. I see myself as successful, therefore I am. I see myself as, and that's what the message I'm getting today, because I have the star and the sun, the star and the sun. Right? I mean, the majors that I have here are so profound. I have the star and the sun. Then I have the high priestess, who's all about being in touch with one's intuition. I have the magician, who's able to manifest everything. And then I have the Hierophant, who's able to bring the whole thing together and who's in touch completely with spirit, because the Hierophant mimics the hierarchy of heaven and brings it down to earth. I mean, that's what I have going on here. So this is really about, you know, being in your own physical, mental, emotional, spiritual power and moving with it and growing in it and building in it, and at the same time not carrying the burden of, I can't do it, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm white, I'm black, that. We've all been all of it. So utilize it. One more card. It's the same cards keep on coming up. You know, it's kind of weird. The Emperor. The Emperor. So, I mean, I have the Emperor is like the divine masculine father. And he is really practical and is a, it's the energy of Mars, and Mars's energy. There used to be a nightclub called Mars in New York, and everybody thought it was so fabulous. I thought it was a bore. It was already the end of the great nightclub days, as far as I'm concerned. Mars is the energy of our desire. You know, Mars gets this bad rap because there's an assertiveness, right? And but assertive isn't a bad thing. It's like, you know, like if we didn't have assertion, it's like, oh, how are you going to get the job if you don't apply for it, right? How are you going to get the friend if you don't say, hey, my name is, how you doing? Right? That's Mars. You know, I want to eat something. So I go to the tree and I get an apple, or I go to the store and I buy an apple, or, I steal an apple, or whatever I do, get the apple. So it's this energy of being in touch with one's desire that, you know, is really led by your intuition. It's really led by your ability to manifest, taking full responsibility, owning the past. This is really, it's a transition. And I think the transition is from being small to being whole at the end of the day. That's what I really love the whole reading. All right, let me show you. I take responsibility for the messages I'm receiving that I'm able to reflect upon and bring into the earth to make them established. A strategy will reveal itself as to how I can make myself more secure, in clarity, in abundance, with my intuition and my higher self as my guide, in order to bring into the earth plane what it is that I desire, and to utilize the past and to incorporate it into my entire body in a practical way toward my fulfillment and creativity. So my friend invited me. So there's a specific dish. It's called nogales. I can't remember. Nogales is something. It's the traditional dish for the uh, independence. And it's very involved. It's really not my favorite, but they all go on and on and on about it. So it's a poblano pepper stuffed with pork and beef. I think it's supposed to be both. I think it was originally beef, but now it's pork and beef. And then they lots of fruit in it. Like, I don't even know how many fruits are in it. A lot. Apricots and peaches and raisins, and it's stuffed into this poblano pepper. And then they put a walnut goat cheese sauce on it. And then they sprinkle it with pomegranate seeds. And it's traditional because it's red and white and green. Poblano is like a dark green. Nogales, I can never remember. Anyway, my friends, oh my God, they have nogales. Oh, blah, blah. Because the pomegranate is not always in season. Anyway, so we're going for it today. They all go on about it. I'm just doing it to be social. It's not my favorite thing. And it's a really involved dish. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, you're all right. But, it's a very, there's a lot going on in Mexico. There's a lot. But it's a very warm and very inviting and very generous and welcoming culture. Very. And so I participate and I'm grateful. All right. If you want a reading, if you want a healing, meditation, I'm available for all those things. Have a lovely September and blessings. It's a big transition for all of us. So be in the transition. Be in the transition, right? And let go of the struggle, of, oh, it has to be my way. And, oh, it doesn't go right. Let go. Let go. See what happens. See what appears. And then utilize. Okay? Blessings.